Hey everybody, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a Kre-O Star Trek set review. This is the USS Vengeance from Star Trek Into Darkness, the most recent movie as of the time of this video. This comes with 326 pieces, and I got it at Toys R Us where it cost $45. Comes with 4 Kre-On minifigures, but I'm going to just take those out of the way for the moment because I want to focus on the Vengeance itself for a minute. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. Dark colors, appropriate, yes. Overall shape is kind of getting the idea. It's not entirely accurate, especially all this saucer section here. I feel like that kind of could have been done a little bit better, but overall it definitely has that dark look to it, the demonic kind of bad guy version of Star Trek, kind of the extra bad sister to the Enterprise, even though it's supposed to be much larger than the Enterprise. Got the large light activated section on the front, and the engine pods are also activated, and are not light activated, but when you activate it, light shows up. So there you go, little button on the bottom. You put 3 AAA batteries into the base, and you get the light that comes on. Give it a little bit of flickering action. You have 2 levels of light that are available, 1, 2, 3, and you also have a third version which is always flickering like this. So you've got a low light, you've got a high light, and then you've got flickering. Can't really tell the difference between low light and high light when there's a lot of light around like there is right now, but at night you can definitely tell the difference. This one does have firing weapons. It's got 2, and here's one here. Here's one over here. These are really easy to shoot. I like these. You just kind of push on it and it shoots out like so. Doesn't really get a whole lot of distance though. It just gives you these little missiles that come out. Very easy to reload, very easy to shoot. This section back here is my favorite part of the model. I think that looks pretty decent. Nice and long and sleek. But the big thing about this is that, like with the Kre-O Enterprise model, which I've reviewed previously, most of it is one piece. So from here, you can actually see down here, this is all the battery doors. You put the AAAs in here. But from here, going all the way back to here, going all the way up to inside of here on either side, that's all one piece in there. One big huge assembly which has the battery, the wiring, these pylons, and the centers of the engine cores, basically where the lights are here. All that is all connected and all comes pre-assembled as essentially one piece. It's kind of like 2. This top part actually can rotate around. They just did that so that it would fit into a more flat box, I think, but kind of takes a lot away from the building experience, as opposed to getting just a static model or just a regular toy. You expect to be able to spend more time putting this thing together, but that's definitely a little bit of a disappointment with the construction method here. This does open up in the bridge, giving you space enough for just one person. Just one. That's it. Of course, this thing can be piloted by just one person, but the problem is that well, they give you a lot more than just one person with the set. And when you compare this to the Enterprise, the Enterprise set, where you actually had a full functioning bridge, what are you going to do? You're going to put one guy in there, and that's about it. All the other guys have to just kind of sit around on the ground. Another thing that I don't like about this, sorry, I'm kind of focusing on things that I don't like, but there are definitely some disappointments with this set for me. I'm going to pull up my Enterprise model from Kre-O, exact same line, exact same series, and there it is. Enterprise almost looks bigger. Why? Well, because it actually is. It's a little bit longer overall and taller, and yeah, it's just larger, which is completely counterintuitive given that the Vengeance is supposed to be a much larger ship, twice the size, something in that range, if not a little bit probably more in mass. I haven't looked up the exact specs, but if you've seen the movie, it's a tremendous difference. So I understand wanting to give kids another set that doesn't cost too much to fight against the Enterprise, but the whole idea of fighting Enterprise versus Vengeance is that the Vengeance vastly overpowers it. It's greater in size. Everything about the Vengeance is better for battle, and especially bigger. We don't get that here, unfortunately. For Kre-On minifigures here, we get Scotty. That definitely makes sense to include him with this set, given that he was flying with the Vengeance most of the time that we saw it in the movie. So there he is. I'm personally not a big fan of the Kre-On style, but that's just my own kind of prejudice, I guess. I'm a little bit spoiled by more realistic things, but if you do like this style, it is an interesting style, and if you do like it, I think these figures actually do work out pretty well. They all have phasers. That's good. They can all shoot stuff. Got a couple different hairstyles included here. Phasers are actually very nicely molded. This one is called a Specialist Captain. So he's the captain of the Vengeance, so I'm assuming that that's supposed to be Admiral Marcus. I don't know. That's kind of a stretch just looking at him, but well, you get that unique print. No print on the back. It's got the exact same hairpiece as Scotty in the exact same color. And he's got a phaser too. This guy actually makes a lot of sense. He's as movie accurate as far as how he's set up and where he is, and including him in the set, as is Scotty. He's the bald guy, the first guy that Scotty encounters out in space when he's down in the bay getting ready to be transferred back to the Enterprise. So that, makes sense to include the bald one. Does not have any print on the back, but he's got just the standard vest on the front. Makes sense to me. And then you get one more of those guys, and this guy's got the black hair, different hairstyle, and of course all the parts are interchangeable between the different ones. One major thing that I didn't mention when comparing this on screen to the Enterprise set is the difference in price. The Enterprise at Toys R Us is $60 right now in the United States. This one's $45. It's a pretty big difference. Big difference in number of parts though, big difference in playability, given that you don't have a bridge to actually, set up those kind of interior scenes and stuff. You can't really have folks where they belong all that much. But for ship-to-ship battle, it makes sense, and also for display, it looks okay. If a kid is already into brick-based building systems, already has the Enterprise or some other sets, it's nice to be able to get this and have a big bad guy ship basically to swoosh around, and you've got the lights. The lights look really nice, and it gets the idea across. I just think that it's really, really lacking in scale, especially compared to the Enterprise set. It's kind of lacking in authenticity with the whole shape of the saucer section here. And there really wasn't a lot of building involved. 326 pieces, including the Kre-Ons, I believe. This is a fair number of parts, but so much of this assembly was already done in advance. You still don't get that satisfaction of having really built something completely yourself. So that's it. Those are my thoughts about this set. Hope that was entertaining to you or informative. I'm going to be moving on to building other stuff to bring you more videos, so I will be talking to you again very soon. Bye for now.